The Tomahawks will be a tough match for the Wolverines as they're currently ranked 12th in the world. And Lewis Robinson kicks it off for Canada. Luke Collins handles it and gets it off to Justin Ripley. Grace and Watcham Roy are there to take the big man down. Umeda at dummy half picks it up and, oh! Watcham Roy almost takes his head off there. Ref Paul Byrne makes the call, high tackle. You can't go above the shoulders, young man. Here's Umeda who takes it up. Oh, clothesline there by Watcham Roy. And Robinson adds insult to injury. No love lost here. This rivalry goes back to the Wolverines' first ever inaugural Colonial Cup match in 2010 in Kingston, Ontario. The Tomahawks got the better of them 22-16, and I assure you, it's been heated ever since. Lester, Robinson, and the hammer Henry Myers subdue Taylor. Here is Walsh to Fischer. Fischer finds Collins. Collins, he waits a little too long here as Felix gets his hand on it and tips it forward. Knock on there. And let's look at the replay here. Here's Collins making some good meters here. Waits a little too long here, and Felix gets his hand on it. Baxendale with the tap restart. He'll waste no time with his attack. Grace with the nice tackle there. Captain Matt Walsh directs traffic for the Tomahawks. He finds Ripley with a nice hit up. And the Americans find themselves in threatening position. Walsh to Luke Collins. Nice pass there to Dykeman. Jeff Byland right there for the tackle. Wolverines need to hold the line here. Walsh back to Collins. To Baxendale. Big hit on Collins. Cam Grace picks up the loose ball. Just what the doctor ordered for Canada. Gorgeous Jeff Byland with a gorgeous hit on Collins. Here's Byland. Take a look at this. He drops the shoulder and clocks him. Beautiful hit. Oh, baby. Graham Dobbs gets it going for Canada, and Watcham Roy with the hit up. A trio of Americans take him down. Dobbs to amazing Cam Grace, breaks the tackle. Beautiful offload there for Tony Felix, but he's instantly wrapped up there. Dobbs now to Lewis Robinson. Robinson attempts a hit up. Tomahawks demonstrating strong defense here. Dobbs to Lester, Lester to Chalmers. Ripley, believe it or not, takes him down. Dobbs to Wiles. Wiles finds Christian Miller, who shakes and bake. Tullio there to take him down. And Dobbs will find Lester. Lester skies a boot in the corner there. Here's Byland giving chase. He makes a play for it. They can't handle it. Oh, the Americans lucky there to recover. It's been a defensive match thus far. Here is Baxendale, who is taken care of by Wiles and Grace. Walsh to Dykeman. Oh, he gets put into a brick wall and slammed to the ground by Cam Grace. Let's take a look at that replay. Here's Dykeman into the wall, tornado slam by Cam Grace, and Dykeman immediately favors his left arm. Chalmers and Grace put up another wall in front of Ripley. Oh, and the Americans are hurt here, and Confer is taken down. Amazing defense here on display by the Wolverines. And Walsh gets it off to Fischer, who skies a kick that goes out of bounds, and it'll be Wolverines' ball. What a physical match early on here. Dobbs to Wiles to Byland. He evades a tackle. He evades another one. Confer and Ripley combine for that tackle there. Dobbs looks to his left. He gets it to Robinson. Oh, he can't get his hands on it. And that's a knock on. USA ball. Costly error there. And the ball comes out to Luke Collins, and Matt Wiles has him wrapped up. Adams awaits to play the ball. He decides to give it a go. He is driven back there by Matt Wiles with a great tackle. Baxendale gives it a go, and Dobbs and Chalmers make quick work of him. Walsh to Sadgrove, who bobbles for a moment, regains control just before being taken down by Robinson. Here's Fischer to Ripley. He manages to pass the 50 mark. Fischer now drives a kick to the corner. Takes a high bounce. Felix doesn't take his eyes off of it. Corrals it just before being met by Umeda and Kuntz. Here's Robin Legault. He shakes and bakes as he works the ball out of his red zone. Dobbs to Watcham Roy with the hit up. Here's Dobbs. Finds Robinson. Robinson slams into a brick wall there. Good defense. Jared Curry at dummy half. He gets on his scooter for some meters. Looked a little high, but Byrne says it was his shoulder. Fifth tackle now. Matt Wiles goes for a 40-20, but Schmeiler was right there with sure hands. Chalmer gives chase and makes a good tackle there. Here's Adam. He elects to run and makes it just shy of the halfway mark. And Louis Tullio motors some meters. He is finally taken down by Wiles. Miller there as well. Walsh to Fischer. Looks to offload but decides against it. Here's Walsh now to Taylor. Lester wraps him up and takes him down. This time to Collins. He lays down a grubber. Gorgeous Chef Byland picks it up. He's got some room. He shimmies and shakes. Ripley there and company to put a stop to that. Dobbs now to Legault. He makes some moves, eludes a tackle. Oh no! Paul Byrne calls a penalty here as Chalmers takes down Tullio, who didn't have the ball. Quite a defensive match here. Tomahawks have an opportunity to put some points on the board. He's about 35 meters out here. Pressure's on. Fans give a run for their money there. And it's no good. The ball is kicked wide. Scoreless in the first half. The Wolverines kick to the USA Tomahawks. Umeda handles it, gets it to Ripley, who charges forward. Oh, he bounces Lester away, but Byland and Grace also on hand to take him down. Here's Baxendale at dummy half. He gets his way to the 50 before Dobbs and Grace put a stop to his efforts. Walsh to Taylor with a nice hit up for his side. Captain Matthew Walsh looks to Sadgrove, who couldn't handle it. Myers gets it off to Wiles. He launches one to Curry. Curry cuts back inside. Schmeiler's got a hold of him. He throws him to the ground. Dobbs quickly gets into position now. He finds Christian Miller, who puts on the moves, but the advance is contained. Dobbs looks to call a play here. He finds Matt Wiles to Robinson, who is put to ground. Dobbs points to his right. He finds Chalmers. He breaks the tackle. Give credit to Curtis Kuntz. He almost dislodged that ball there. Dobbs to Lester. Lester, quick pass here to Legault. Quick hands for gorgeous Chef Byland. There's Felix in the corner. It looks like a try. Oh, the flag is up. Let's look at the replay here. Jeff Byland quickly to Tony Felix. Oh, he looks like he gets it in there. The touch judge has her flag up. Let's get a little closer here. There's Legault to Byland to Tony the Cat Felix. Oh, I don't know. That's a tough call. Oh, that could change momentum here. Oh, man, devastating for the Wolverines. Here's Walsh. Gets it over to Baxendale. Dobbs Cam Grace and Robinson take him down quickly. Walsh now with a nice run at dummy half. Momentum is shifting in the favor of the USA Tomahawks. Here's Sean Taylor with a nice hit up there, but Grace and Chalmers take care of him. Collins to Kuntz. Kuntz making some meters here. Great offload here for Baxendale. Here's Collins, and he runs right into Jamie Lester. He is taken down. Baxendale looks to his right. He finds Fischer. Fischer skies a boot in the corner here. Curry's got his eyes on it. So does Tullio. Goes off of Tullio to Confer. Now here's Sean Taylor. Taylor breaks the tackle. First blood for the USA Tomahawks. And the Wolverines will surely be disappointed here. Sean Taylor ends up with a try here. Let's take a look at the kick here from Fischer. Here's Jared Curry, skies for it, as is Tullio, goes off of him. Confer gets his hands on it, over to Sean Taylor. Sean Hale with some moves, breaks the tackle. Too little too late there for Legault. And that was it. The ball goes right off of Tullio here. Nice bounce there. Lays in there for Sean Taylor, who gets the ball, breaks through that. Myers puts his hands up, but it was too little too late. Legault tries, but there's the try. First blood to the Tomahawks, and Fischer will try and make the conversion here. He's got a good angle. And the conversion is good. 6-0, USA Tomahawks. Wolverines need to answer back here. Lester will roll it in here for Dobbs. And here's Chris Chalmers, who is wrapped up and eventually taken down by a duo of Tomahawks. Tony Felix, he smashes his way forward. Dobbs. Now to Enoch the Warrior Wamalwa, who throws a stiff arm. That postponed that takedown for a moment. Dobbs to Robinson. He bobbles it. Oh, picked up by Kuntz. He gets this to Adams, who throws on the Jets, but Lester delays his takeoff. Umeda with the dummy scoot, stiff arms Lester and slips his way into the Wolverines' red zone. Here's Walsh. To Fischer, to Sadgrove, who goes up the middle. Ref calls a penalty, high tackle. See what happened here. Looks like Tony Felix jumps up to take down the big man, and maybe he jumped up a little too high here. Here's Sadgrove, and yes, he does. Gets a little too high. Questionable call right here. Oh, he had shoulder there. I don't know, questionable call. Certainly, Tony the Cat Felix not getting the calls today. Fischer should make easy work for this, as he has to contend with some vocal fans here. And it is good. No mistake there, and rack up another 2 for the Tomahawks. Well, this is a game of momentum, and it is certainly swinging in the Tomahawks' favor here. Robinson prepares the kick, and it is handled by Collins, and Kelly McGill will bring it up for his side. Baxendale with a run here. Lester shows him the ground. Here's Umeda with a run of his own. Enoch and Little John Felix are there for that tackle. Walsh to Sadgrove. He's making some meters here. Lewis Robinson will drag the big man down. Walsh to Fischer. To Taylor. He gets it off to Schmeiler. who somehow manages to offload to Tullio. He's tackled there, but keeps running. And the ref, Paul Byrne, says, "You were tackled, sir. Go back and play the ball." Tomahawks are threatening again, and the Wolverines need to step up their D here. Tullio, I think finally in the correct position now. Gets it off to Fischer. There's Walsh. To Collins. To Baxendale. Umeda in the corner. Try! Oh, and he will touch down in the corner for American glory. Let's take a look at the replay here. Collins does a good job here to delay that before getting it to Umeda, who touches down in the corner. And Todd Fischer lines it up here, and it will go wide. USA are now up by 12. Canada has some work to do to get back into this game here. Graham Dobbs gets ready for the kick. It goes deep. Collins handles it, lets McGill do some dirty work here. Adams with the quick dummy scoot. Myers and Mike Thorne on hand for the takedown. Here's Tullio. Quick fake, and quickly taken down by Mike Thorne. Fischer with a dangerous boot. Oh, and that is a successful 40-20. The Tomahawks will be awarded the scrum and a fresh set of 6. Ball comes out for Collins to Tullio. Back to Collins. Adams, who is immediately taken down by Petty. Tullio wants the ball. He avoids one tackle and another, but is eventually taken down here. Walsh gets in the mix. Here's Kuntz. Kuntz gets close here. Oh, it gets physical. Here's Walsh. He makes his way. Dummy scoot try. Oh, let's take a look at the replay here. Matt Walsh. Captain, my captain. Now here's the replay here. Matt Walsh gets it to Kuntz, who gets close here, then pushes Matt Petty and Felix away, causes a little bit of a ruckus for Walsh to sneak in there. Let's look at this replay again here. See if we've got a different angle. Oh yeah, causing a ruckus is Kuntz, and Walsh just gets to the line. That is a try, sir, and they've extended their lead. Todd Fischer, who unfortunately kicks it wide again for his side, and it is 16-0. And Todd Fischer will get things started here in the second half. Short kick there is handled by Enoch the Warrior Wamalwa. He bulls his way past a couple of would-be defenders and is eventually taken down. It takes about 3 or 4 defenders to always take down that man. He is certainly a crowd favorite. Graham Dobbs with a tap restart gets it off to Little John Felix. Little John Felix charges forward and is taken down by Sean Taylor and Alejandro Valentin. Here is Dobbs. Gets it to Enoch the Warrior Wamalwa. Nice stiff arm, but Sean Taylor does a good job to hold on and take him down. Here's Dobbs now. Points to his right. Passes to his left to Lester. There's Matt Wiles. Now here's Lewis Robinson. He is taken down by Tullio and Sadgrove. Dobbs to Wiles, to Lester, to Little John Felix. Smashes his way forward. Sean Taylor and Valentin combine again to take him down. Dobbs now, dummy scoot, makes some good ground, but he is halted there by Sadgrove and company. Lester with the boot in the corner. Oh, the ball bounces off a couple of players here, ends up in the hands of the Warrior Wamoa, and there is Tony the Cat Felix to set it down for glory in the corner. Check the replay on that. There's no flags up. That's a try. Tony the Cat Felix does it again. The Wolverines surely needed that. The crowd appreciates it. And finally, the Wolverines get on the board. Let's take a look at the replay. There's the boot there from Lester. Goes off a couple of hands. There's Enoch to Tony the Cat Felix. And there is no doubt about it. That is a try for the Wolverines. Enoch quickly gets it off here to Tony the Cat Felix. And he will make no mistake. Glory in the corner. Beauty for Team Canada. What a try. Tough angle here for Lewis Robinson. Oh, no good. It's 4-16. And Fischer prepares to kick off here to the Wolverines. This time a very deep kick. That is taken care of there by Mike Thorne and brought up. Ball's almost ripped from his hands there from Alejandro Valentin, but Thorne does a good job to hold on. Penalty there, and the tap restart by Dobbs to Wiles, and here is Robinson, who makes his way past the 50. Dobbs to Chalmers now. Chalmers with a nice stiff arm. Beauty offload there. Goes off of a hand, but gorgeous Jeff Byland corrals it and takes it down. Dobbs looking for options here. Dobbs to Enoch the Warrior Wamoa. He makes his way up the field. And as usual, the Tomahawks have a hard time bringing him down. Dobbs now to Robinson. He pushes his way forward. Nice hit up there by Lewis Robinson. Dobbs goes to his right. He finds Chalmers. Chalmers, he will score and dive in for glory. No one would stop that man there. He was on a mission. And that is another try here for the Wolverines. Chris Chalmers. He will just blow by some defenders there. Stiff arm to Kunz, and that was it. All she wrote there. Beauty effort. There was no stopping that man. Here he is, the crusher with the stiff arm, and glory there for the Wolverines. Blows by the defender, stiff arm there for Kunz, and there's the glory. There's the try. Here is the attempted conversion here. Lewis Robinson will give it another go. Similar angle to the first. This time it is good. And Canada claws their way back 10-16. Here's Fischer with the deep kick here. Handled there by Curry and given to the big man Mike Thorne. Trying to work his way out of the danger zone here. Dobbs gets it over to Little John Felix. He's handled nicely there by the Tomahawks. Robinson trips up before smashing into Kunz. Dobbs looks to his right. He finds Chalmers. Chalmers is taken down by Sean Taylor and Curtis Kunz. Dobbs this time to his left. Finds Wiles. Here's Christian Miller. He breaks through a couple of tackles. He looks for options. Back to Dobbs. Dobbs is wrapped up here. Good advance there from the Wolverines. Finally, Matt Wiles gets the ball and gives it to Lester. Lester with a little chip forward. And Umeda handles that, and Enoch Wamoa's all over him. Here's Walsh. And Lewis Robinson tackles his man. Eventually, him and Lester will combine for that tackle. And a dummy scoot here from Schmeiler. Here's Walsh Gets it over to Sadgrove there. He is taken down. Good job pinning his man there. Tomahawks get the ball out to Tulio, who ducks under a tackle. He gets it over to Cuttons. Back to Tulio. Tulio with the offload. Interception there from Chalmers. He gets it over to Lester. Now here's gorgeous Jeff Byland. He makes some ground. He is eventually taken down. Good effort there by the Wolverines. Here's Legault. Legault gets past the couple here and makes his way close to the 50. Wolverines trying to get back into this one here. Dobbs gets into position. Finds Robinson. Robinson will smash his way, breaks a tackle, and he is eventually taken down there by Sean Taylor. Dobbs gets it over to Lester. Lester makes it forward. Oh, that pass wasn't handled there, and it's picked up and by the Tomahawks there. And that's unfortunate for the Wolverines. No, couldn't be handled there from Mike Thorne. And Adams there was on hand to recoup that loss. There's Schmeiler now. And he's eventually pounced on by Robinson. Dustin Umeda tries a dummy scoot. He cannot be corralled, and he is loose. He's running up the sideline now. Pushed out of bounds there by the Wolverines. Great effort there by Chris Chalmers and Tony the Cat Felix. Let's take a look at the replay here. Umeda making some ground up the sideline here. Legault, he tries to get his hand on him, but Chalmers and Tony the Cat Felix will push him out of bounds. Great effort there by the Wolverines. Great rugby league action here in the second half as the Wolverines are on a mission here. Christian Miller forces his way to the 50-meter line. Dobbs now points to his right and gets the ball to gorgeous Jeff Byland. Nice hit up from him. Sadgrove on hand to take him down with Ripley. Dobbs gets it out to Lester, who finds Chris Chalmers. He will press his way forward. Dobbs looks to his left, gets it off to Lewis Robinson. Robinson smashes his way for some meters here. Dobbs gets it to Wiles. Wiles with a fake. Oh, he's taken down by Tulio for an instant, but he gets back up and motors some more meters. There's Kunz on hand to take him down with Sean Taylor. Dobbs to Lester. Here's a boot in the corner. It's handled there by Jeff Byland. Oh, another try. Gorgeous Jeff Byland in the corner there. Glory. What a try there by Jeff Byland, who refused to say no and pressed his way past the try line. Beauty. What an effort there. The Wolverines are certainly tearing it up in the second half. Let's take a look at that replay here. The crowd's loving it. We got a beauty kick here from Lester. Ball ends up in Jeff Byland's hands, and he couldn't be stopped by Dustin Umeda. There's the kick. Goes off a hand here, right into Jeff Byland's hand, and there's the touchdown. Beauty try. Beauty chip forward there. Legault goes up for it, knocks it back, right into gorgeous Jeff Byland's hands. Umeda tries to do his best, but that was all she wrote. That was glory written all over it for Jeff Byland. Tough angle here for Lewis Robinson, who prepares for this conversion attempt. Low and wide. It is 14-16 USA Tomahawks. Fischer prepares to kick off here to the Wolverines, and assistant coach, trainer Ben Kelly decides to join the play here for the Tomahawks. Curry corrals that one and gets it over to Robinson, puts a couple of dummies in play here before being corralled to the ground by Sean Taylor and Walsh. Curry decides to motor some meters here with that dummy scoot. Dobbs points to his left, finds Wiles, and gets it off to Cam Grace. Brian Confer on hand to take him down. Here's Robinson, puts his head down and smashes his way forward. Dobbs now elects to go to his right, gets it to Lester. Here's Keegan Watcham-Roy with a stiff arm on Sean Taylor, and looks like Sadgrove got a boot in the face. Here's Dobbs on a little run. It's fifth tackle. I don't think he realizes it. Offloads here for Wiles. Wiles kicks it off here, and Umeda grabs it and cannot be corralled here. He eludes some tacklers. He's got some space. He's motoring his meters here, and the Wolverines give chase. But Umeda will slide in for glory for the Tomahawks. Right under the uprights. And a try there as some confusion played its part with the Wolverines. And that was unfortunate. Let's take a look at the replay here. Umeda unfortunately cannot be stopped there by Lester. And Robinson and the Warrior Enoch Ramal will give chase. But unfortunately, Dustin Umeda with the speed touches it down. Broken tackle there. And another. And there's Tony Felix not giving up there. Christian Miller giving chase. And unfortunately, a try will be awarded to the Tomahawks. And the Wolverines will have some more catching up to do here, as Umeda evades everyone and slides down under the uprights. Wiles does a good job here on that fifth tackle call to get rid of it. And once Umeda had it, Enoch missed that tackle, Lester missed his, and Dustin Umeda had too much speed. Miller was the closest to him, too little too late. And a try scored there. Let's see if Fischer, yes he does, makes good on that conversion. Top restart here from Tulio. Tulio evades one tackle here and gets his way to the 50. Here's Walsh. He finds Confer, and a nice hit up there. He's wrapped up, manages to offload back to Walsh. Walsh up the middle, gets into the red zone there. That's the danger zone for the Wolverines. Adams, he gets it off to Fischer and to Collins. Here is Sadgrove, breaks the tackle. Lester grabs a hold of him and takes him down with the help of Chalmers and company. Here is Walsh. Passes to his right, gets it to Fischer. Fischer eludes a tackle. He cannot be stopped. And that is a try under the uprights again for the Tomahawks. Todd Fischer went right up the middle there and could not be stopped. Let's take a look at the replay here. As Enoch couldn't stop him, Watcham-Roy couldn't stop him, and it was too little too late for Wiles. Quick little fake there, does enough to get by his man, and Matt Wiles couldn't subdue him. That's a try. Let's see if Fischer can make good on the conversion, and he does. 28-14. Lewis will get things going with the top restart. He just charges forward here and bowls his way into a trio of Tomahawks. Here's Dobbs. Wolverines are in threatening position here. Chalmers decides to go up the middle, but he's wrapped up there by Sean Taylor and Curtis Cutts. Dobbs gets it out to Lester. Lester gets it out wide here to gorgeous Jeff Byland. Breaks the tackle, glory! What a try there by gorgeous Jeff Byland. He would not be denied his chance at another try. Let's look at the replay. Jeff Byland throws up the stiff arm in a couple of Tomahawks' faces, and that's it. That's all she wrote. No one was going to stop him. Beauty try here. Jeff Byland does it again. Lewis Roberts Robinson. Another tough angle here. Let's see if he can make good on this conversion attempt. And it's good. The crowd enjoys that one as they're back in the game. Todd Fischer prepares to kick off to the Wolverines again. And assistant coach trainer Ben Kelly is still on the pitch. It seems like he's been on the entire second half. Curry gets it off to Cam Grace, who charges forward. He is wrapped up there by Sean Taylor and Walsh. Here's Curry with a nice dummy scoot there. He is also wrapped up there by Sean Taylor and Gareth Baxendale. Dobbs gets it off to Robinson. Nice hit up from him. Dobbs goes to his left, gets it to Wiles, and he gets it off to Christian Miller. Decides to offload. That's almost intercepted as Curtis Kuntz had his hands on it. Oh, the Wolverines fortunate there. Here's Keegan Watcham-Roy. He makes some meters. And the Wolverines press forward. Dobbs to Lewis Robinson. Another hit up. He's taken off his feet there. And Walsh does a good job to wrap him up. There's Enoch Walama, the Warrior. He almost gets past his man, and he's certainly a crowd favorite here as they erupt every time he touches the ball. Beautiful pass there to Legault. He gets tripped up and pounced on by Walsh. Dobbs looks to his right. Gets it off to Lester. Lester to gorgeous Jeff Byland. Byland, he will touch down. That's a hat trick for that young man. Unbelievable. Gorgeous Jeff Byland with another try. He makes Team Canada history here with the only Wolverine to ever score a hat trick in international gameplay. What a play here. Let's take a look at the replay. Lester gets a hold of it. He waits to draw in his man before getting it off to gorgeous Jeff Byland. Byland with a little fake here, looks to his right, gets his man off foot, and that's all she wrote. He touches down for glory. Beauty try there. What a game. What a match. It's rugby league at its best here. Beauty try from gorgeous Jeff Byland. And here is the conversion attempt. Very important here as the crowd quiets down for this attempt. Robinson. Oh, that's no good. And the score is 24-28 USA.